guess it would help if I turned the microphone on, right? That'd make it a lot easier because I wouldn't have to remake the video, which I have had to do in the past when I made an entire video without realizing the microphone was on. Anyway, to watch this video here for Thursday, October 15th, showing you the SPY. A couple red days in a row. Really nothing consequential here on the overall market. But as you know, we just log in every day with a list of stocks to watch. We add to that list, right? Pre-market, we add the gappers. And then we wait for A+ intraday setups and backing cash every night. So I don't really get hung up in what the SPY looks like unless it's crashing or something, right? So what are we watching for Thursday? NETE, the EV space. Thanks to, I'll go back here, I don't even have NIO on my list, NIO. Probably should, but a big breakout, massive move. Look at the volume, almost 400 million shares traded in NIO today. So that lit up the entire EV space. So fast forward to NETE, N-E-T-E, much lower float than a NIO, and certainly an interesting chart. I mean, it had the gap up here and got slapped right back down. If you take this one day out, which by the way, did create some bag holders, right? That was 40 million shares, and you could argue most of them are underwater still. But you had this one pop here that went to 946, and then today's high, 909. I do like this chart a lot, bag holders aside, because this one can really move when it moves and it's in the right space. Certainly looks good, you know, over that range. HYLN. Now this is not a pretty chart, right? This is the old SHLL, electric trucks, right? If I'm not mistaken. Anyway, before the merger and they became HYLN, which was, I don't know, what, 8, 9, 10 days ago, this thing was $54. And it just fell off the map. So you could argue this is really the only day since it was $54 that it's closed above its open. This is still not pretty, but you know what? It might have another nice bounce day in it. So I am definitely going to watch it, especially being in the EV space, right? Speaking of the EV space, FUV trying to break out to the upside. Nice volume today. I want to watch that one. AEMD, quiet inside day after yesterday's rip. I'm going to watch that one. XPEV, another Chinese electric vehicle play, and just really nice move today, breaking out of all of this range here. Big volume, and closed fairly strong, so we're definitely going to watch that one. GameStop, GME, there's nothing real pretty here other than this big squeeze right here that I had this one day, and now it's just kind of going sideways in a range. I'd like to see, my preference, if I got to pick, would be, you know, kind of sideways action and an afternoon breakout. So I'll definitely have it on a chart. BDR, this is so far off the highs from yesterday, but it's still put in kind of a quiet inside day, and it made a really nice move intraday yesterday, so I gotta watch it. KXIN, really extended, but I gotta watch it. It went from 50 cents to almost 220 on 60 million shares. Honestly, I don't even know what the news was. This might have all started with a pump from some chat room, and just shorts couldn't knock it down, so they had to keep covering an intraday squeeze. I don't know, but you know, certainly it's never smart to think, you know, like tomorrow if it opens at $1.98 and then breaks today's high, you know what, you got to realize that's a little extended. But because of that volume, we definitely want to watch it for the next several days. All right, REPL, massive move, man. Look at this thing. It actually went from 24.74 to 46.30 intraday, before settling at 36.25. So again, when they settle in the middle of a range on this kind of volume, it's hard to say who's winning, right? In the middle of the range. So it's like, you know, half the people underwater, half the people, speaking of swing traders anyway. But I got to watch it. Had good news. So WWR just goes on another day on bounce watch. I don't know, 5, 6, 7 red days in a row. Overdue for a bounce. It's in that area between the 8 and the 20. So it is in a bounce spot. Kind of the same thing with VVPR. Again, a lot of bag holders, over 100 million shares changed hands when it went up over 24. And lo and behold, 3 days later, it's down at 11 something. But it is getting into that buy zone area. Definitely goes on watch for a bounce play setup. And then STAF, I noticed, had a nice pop anyway, but in after hours, went out at, was set to go out around $1.45. After hours is getting ready to close right now. So also want to keep an eye on that one. And then we'll look for other gappers as well. Let's keep the teamwork going, and I'll see everybody in the chat room tomorrow morning.